Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of my podcast, Chatting with Britt. You guys tuned in to my first episode last week. Thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate the love, the support. For those who've been subscribed to my channel, you know this is a new lane for me. This is something that I've been wanting to get into. Finally got up the courage to start doing it. And I'm so happy that you guys have been loving it so far. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and do so. I do vlogs and now podcasting. So if you guys want to see my journey, go ahead and click that red button. But today's topic, I'm not going to talk too long. Y'all know I love a quick chit chat. But I wanted to speak on this subject because I feel like I could bring some light into the situation. I've seen different videos and different people's takes on having kids versus not having kids. I don't judge anybody for what they choose to do with their body. Like, that is your body, that is your temple. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about this temple right here. I can never judge anyone for the decisions that they make with their body. However, I do want to share encouragement to the women who did choose to have children and let them know your life is not over, baby. Your life is not over. I feel like sometimes people have this persona or perception of a mother and how she can't flow within her life and she can't do anything, and like her life is just so over because she chose to have kids. And in my opinion, that's simply not true. Now, I will say, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yes, of course, there are situations where you do have to put yourself last because you're raising a whole human being. Being a mother, being a parent is a selfless act. So, of course, naturally, you're going to have situations where you can't do everything, you can't be everywhere because you have children, and that's just the main thing. But is your life over? Absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. And I feel like sometimes, now this is just my opinion, but I do feel like sometimes the content that I see online, it kind of gives like the perception of like, oh, you're a mom, you can't do anything, you have kids. And I just feel like that's just not fair, and that's just not the reality. Women who have children or people who have children can do a lot. This is 2024, about to be 2025. Clock in. Clock in, okay? There are plenty of people who take their kid traveling with them. There's homeschooling, and so they see the world with their children. They go on trips with their children. I don't necessarily think like just because you choose to have kids, your life is over. Of course, there are things that run into as a parent where you just never expected to run into. No matter how much you prepare yourself for motherhood, you will never be fully prepared. I will say that. But for those mothers out there who are like me, who had children young, I told you in my last video, my last episode on my podcast, that I was feeling lost because I had children young. I am on this path of, finding Brittany, finding who she is. No, I'm not the same person as I was when I had my children. Obviously not. I'm not even the same person I was last year. But I am on this journey of finding myself, and I went through a lot of other things. It's not just being a mom that had me lost. I went through a lot of stuff to where I just feel like I grew up so fast. And now that I'm at a place where my children are getting older and I'm in this spot where I'm still kind of young, I want to like figure out who this woman is. What does she like to do? Where does she like to go? Like everything. Honestly, the same thing goes for women who are without children. I see comments like, oh, you don't have no kids, you should be a millionaire right now. Like, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, what? We are not the almighty high. We don't know anyone's journey in life. We are not responsible for people's journeys in life. So how can we judge a person's journey? I just never get that. I just don't understand what that's about. But again, I just never condone bullying or any type of like negativity towards both sets of women, because at the end of the day, we're all living. We're all living, and we're just living our path that was set out for us. I know that, and that's how I feel. But again, I just wanted to touch on the comments of like your life could be looked at as over once you decide to have kids, because listen, truthfully, your life could just be beginning when you have kids. Okay, it is definitely a blessing, but it gives you a fight. It gives you a fight. I know that's for me personally. Motherhood gave me a fight to live for, to continue to live, to continue to push on, to continue to want so much more in life. That's for my kids. That is for my kids. I don't get into big conversations, or I don't get into big comparisons of if you choose to have kids, if you don't choose to have kids. That is not my concern. Again, my concern is a woman who is like me, who did choose to have kids and could be looked at as, oh, your life is over. And that woman actually start believing it. Shoot for the stars, baby. Who cares if you're a mother? Who cares? You can do it. You can do it. Your path is going to look different, but you can do it. You can do it. Go ahead and start that YouTube channel. It's never too late. Go ahead and start that podcast. Go ahead and start that business. Go ahead and do what you want to do with them kids there. Because who is anybody to say you don't deserve that? If your mornings look like waking up, worrying about yourself, doing whatever you want to do, that's good for you. If your mornings look like waking up, getting your kids out of bed, getting them ready for your school, clocking into work, getting yourself ready, or working on your business, good for you. I'm here to say, and this is my full belief, your journey of how you got there, whatever's meant for you is going to be for you, whether you had kids or whether you choose not to have kids. Like, whatever is meant for you is going to be for you. I feel like women have enough to worry about in this world than someone telling them, especially another woman, that, girl, you had kids, you can't do nothing. It's just not fair. It really isn't fair. And I feel for the women who may feel like their life is over and start to believe that because they chose to do such a selfless thing, they cannot no longer enjoy their life or be who they want to be in life. As a mom, I feel like you do get picked apart so many angles, and it's just like, these are titles, y'all. These are titles that come with responsibility, but that does not dictate who you actually are as a person. I had to learn that for so long, and I'm still learning that, going through therapy. I'm still learning that these are titles, but who I am as a person, y'all about to find out. Women who are mothers get picked apart if they wear something nice, show their bodies, or like be empowered to just look a certain way because people are like, oh, you're a mom, you shouldn't be doing that. You're a mom, you shouldn't be doing that. What? I'm a person. Things may not change, so you have to change. You have to be ready to fight for yourself and like go after whatever you want, because some things just might not change, y'all. Some things just might not change. Just go after what you want out of life. We don't have forever. We would like to have forever. We would like to have, like, you know, all this time to, like, when we finally get to a certain age, we can start living, or when our kids are finally grown, we can start living. That's not always promised. That is not always promised. I told you guys in my last podcast episode that my father worked for 27 years. 27 years as a correction officer. Retired. He was able to retire, died 1 month after retirement. We cannot sit here and expect that we have all this time in the world. We have to start now. You have to start now. You have to put into action each day. And the world is unfortunately not going to slow down for you. So you really have to hold yourself accountable, because with consistency, you will get there. That is a fact. With consistency, you will get there. I was listening to Steve Harvey, and he was like, he wanted to be on TV ever since he was like 10 years old. I think he said he didn't get on TV until he was like 38 or something like that. Unfortunately, we can't see the path laid out in front of us. We can't see when we're actually going to make it. We don't know none of that. We just have to keep our faith in God, and we have to keep on the path and be consistent. Whether you have kids, whether you choose not to have kids, whether you move, whether you get sick, whatever the case may be, you got to stay consistent and you got to push yourself. Give yourself grace, of course. Always give yourself grace, but stay in it. Stay in it. Like I said in my first episode, I am not waiting. I'm not waiting anymore. I can't wait anymore. Yes, I'm scared. Yes, I have fears. Yes, I feel like doubtful even because I'm like, what's going to happen? Like, I don't even know if this is going to be a thing for me. I don't know if I'm going to be successful at this. But yet I find myself always having the passion to do what I want to do, to sit here and talk, to move women, to encourage women. It truly brings me joy. So why not do that? Just because I'm scared, or just because I feel like no one's going to listen, or feel like what I say doesn't matter, it's not important enough, or maybe I feel like my platform isn't big enough, so maybe people are going to like not even care to listen. But honestly, that doesn't even matter to me, because this right here, sitting in front of my camera with my microphone, recording my second episode, brings me so much joy. It feels like the first time. If I get to have this moment, if this is what it truly feels like to like do what you love, then I'm not going to stop. This is such a fulfilling feeling. It's me being my authentic self. It's me coming on camera talking to you guys. I feel like I'm truly Brittany. I am proud of my titles. Of course, I'm proud of being a mom. Of course, I'm proud of being a wife. You know, but at the same time, this is me. This is me. This is what I truly have been wanting to do. And now that I've gotten a taste for it, I don't know where it's going to take me, but man, I just hope it takes me up. That's why I encourage people to just start. Just start. It's going to take you time to get your flow and to really build it up. This is not like an overnight type of thing. Just start now. Just start now. Give yourself that. You owe yourself that, especially to the women who have had kids. You have been raising your children. You have been so selfless. You have been so in tune with a title. You have the titles. Now work on your identity. Your life is not over. You got to believe that. You got to believe it, and you got to go for it. You have to know that your path is just different. It just doesn't look the same. And that is okay. That is okay. But yeah, you guys, that's all I wanted to say today. I didn't want to talk too long. Like I said, y'all, I be having these little moments where I just got to get something off my chest and put it out on camera, and then I just feel so much better after that. So you guys tune in every Thursday for a new episode on my podcast. If this resonated with you, or if you want to comment below, spread love and positivity, go ahead and do so in the comment section below. Again, if you have not subscribed yet and you like what you hear, you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that red button. I love you guys. Stay blessed. And I will see you in my next episode. Bye.